Hello everyone and welcome to the Felix Frame, review from the news you need to know. We are your hosts,
Chris Knapp
and Miley Edwards.
So let's get right into the news.
The LHS Art Club is holding a fundraiser inspired by Jean-Michel Basquiat. They will be selling designs by the artist with the help of Creative Promotions in honor of Black History Month.
The LHS speech team did amazing at sectionals, placing second. 17 students will be progressing to state. State will be held on March 8th at Fishers High School.
Key Club's annual Good Government Day is approaching soon. Seniors will be given the opportunity to run for student mayor for the day.
On March 5th, the SAT exam will take place for juniors from 8:35 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Freshmen, sophomores, and seniors will not be present in the building on that day and will work outside of school.
On April 12th, LHS will be hosting a disability walk at Logansport Memorial Stadium. It is a 1-mile run/walk to celebrate inclusivity and support people with disabilities.
Prom is on Saturday, March 15th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Vibrant Event Center. Tickets will be available soon.
In national news, the Trump administration is throwing around the idea of offering a $5 million gold card visa to immigrants. Congress determines qualifications for citizenship, but Trump said gold cards would not require congressional approval, reports AP News.
Now here is Maida Bradbury to tell all about sports.
Last week was FFA week, so here's Miley Edwards to give you a recap of the week's events.
Hi, I'm Miley Edwards from the Felix Frame, live at LHS Cafeteria, with FFA week is in full swing.
The week of February 17th to the 21st is FFA week at Logansport High School. It is one of the many traditions that Logansport High School consistently does. FFA, meaning Future Farmers of America, hold events like a Spirit Week, with themes like USA and Country Club vs. Country, or Dress Like a Teacher. At lunch, they also hold small challenges like milk drinking, pie eating, and trying to get whipped cream from the back of your hand into your mouth. We were able to speak with Jennifer Fishburne and FFA member Austin Cunningham to learn.
The agriculture teacher at the Century Career Center in Logansport High School. The whole idea of FFA Week is to advocate for our organization and for agriculture in general. So even though what we're doing may seem silly, like we do lunchtime games, but they're all centered around agriculture in some way. And that just gets more kids involved and them asking those questions. What is FFA? Why is agriculture important?
Friday we do our big event where it's Kiss the Pig. I think that's a lot of fun. People to go around, play these games and finally say teacher Kiss the Pig.
And we're back. I'm Miley Edwards from the Felix Frame, and I'm at the LHS Berry Bowl where the Kiss the Pig is just starting. You can see behind me, students are filing in right now.
FFA Week's biggest event of the week, Kiss the Pig, was held on Friday, February 21st. Students were given the opportunity to donate money to see which teacher they wanted to kiss the pig.
And for our second in the top two, we have drum roll, Mr. Bear!
But before we get into our fortunate winner, a relay between the classes were played, with seniors coming out on top. Our 2025 winner of Kiss the Pig was Mr. Bear. This year, however, instead of kissing a pig, students were given the opportunity to vote on which animal they wanted Mr. Bear to kiss.
It was really funny knowing the fact that he had to kiss not the pig this time, but the goat, and it was really fun and inclusive that we got to pick what he had to kiss.
The ultimate winner was 2 goats. Here's an interview with Mr. Bear on how he felt on being the 2025 winner.
It was a relief because I thought I was going to have to kiss a pig. So I got to kiss a goat.
How was the feeling? Like just like the excitement? Was it scared or?
It was exciting.
For this episode of Framing the Fun, I am taking over, so join me for fireside reading as we learn about musician Troy Andrews.
This week, for Framing the Fun, our host, Veda Fagner, is not here. So please join me for fireside reading. In honor of Black History Month, I thought we would read Trombone Shorty by Black musician Troy Andrews. Troy Andrews is an internationally acclaimed musician and won the 21st Heinz Award for his achievements. This book is about how he got his nickname and his life in New Orleans. Where ya at? Where ya at? We have our own way of living down here in New Orleans, and our own way of talking too. And that's what we like to say when we want to tell a friend hello. So, where ya at? Lots of kids have nicknames, but I want to tell you the story of how I got mine. Just like when you listen to your favorite song, let's start at the beginning, because this is a story about music. But before you can understand how much music means to me, you have to know how important it is to my hometown, my greatest inspiration. In a neighborhood in New Orleans called Treme. Any time of day or night, you could hear music floating in the air. And there was music in my house too. My big brother James played the trumpet so loud you could hear it halfway across town. He was the leader of his own band, and my friends and I would pretend to be in the band too. "Follow me," James would say. There's one time every year that's more exciting than any other: Mardi Gras. Parades fill the streets and beaded necklaces are thrown through the air to the crowd. I love the brass bands with their own trumpets, trombones, saxophones, and biggest brass instruments of them all, the tuba, which rested over the musician's head like an elephant's trunk. "Where you at? Where you at?" the musicians would call. All day long, I could see the brass bands parade my house while my neighbors danced along. I love these parades during Mardi Gras because they made everyone forget about their troubles for a little while. People didn't have a lot of money in them, but we always had a lot of music. I listened to all these sounds and mixed them together just like how we make our food. We take one big pot and throw in sausage, crab, shrimp, chicken, vegetables, rice, whatever's in the kitchen, and stir it all together and let it cook. When it's done, it's the most delicious taste you've ever tried. We call it gumbo, and that's what I wanted my music to sound like. Different styles combined together to create my own musical gumbo. But first, I needed an instrument. The great thing about music is you don't even need a real instrument to play. So my friends and I decided to make our own. We might have sounded differently from the real brass bands, but we felt like the greatest musicians in Trem. We were making music and that's all that mattered. Then one day, I found a broken trombone that looked too beaten up to make music anymore. It didn't sound perfect, but finally, with a real instrument in my hand, I was ready to play. The next time the parade went by my house, I grabbed that trombone and headed out into the street. My brother James noticed me playing along and smiled proudly. "Trombone Shorty," he called out, because the instrument was twice my size. "Where ya at?" From that day on, everyone called me Trombone Shorty. I took that trombone everywhere I went and never stopped playing. I was so small that sometimes I fell right over to the ground because it was too heavy. But I always got back up, and I learned to hold it up high. I listened to my brother play songs over and over and taught myself those songs too. I practiced day and night, and sometimes I fell asleep with my trombone in my hands. One day, my mom surprised me with tickets to the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, the best and biggest music festival in town. We went to see Bo Diddley, who said my mom was one of the most important musicians of all time. Oh, no. One day, my mom surprised me with tickets to the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, the biggest and best music festival in town. We went to see Bo Diddley, who my mom said was one of the most important musicians of all time. As I watched him on stage, I raised my trombone to my lips and started to play along. He stopped his band in the middle of the song and asked the crowd, "Who's that playing out there?" Everyone started pointing, but Bo Diddley couldn't see me because I was the smallest one in the place. So my mom held me up in the air and said, "That's my son, Trombone Shorty." "Well, Trombone Shorty, come on up here," said Bo Diddley. The crowd passed me overhead until I was standing on the stage next to Bo Diddley himself. I walked right up to the microphone and held my trombone high in the air, ready to blow. "What do you want to play?" Bo Diddley asked. "Follow me," I said. After I played with Bo Diddley, I knew I was ready to have my own band. I got my friends together and we called ourselves the 5 o'clock band because that was the time we went out to play each day after finishing our homework. We played all around New Orleans. I practiced and practiced, and soon my brother James asked me to join his band. When people wondered who the kid in the band was, he'd proudly say, "That's my little brother, Trombone Shorty. Where ya at?" And now I have my own band, called Trombone Shorty in Orleans Avenue, named after a street in Trent. I've played all around the world, but I've always come back to New Orleans. And when I'm home, I make sure to keep my eyes on the younger musicians in town and help them out, just like my father did for me. Today, I play at the same New Orleans Jazz Festival where I once played with Bo Diddley. And when the performance ends, I lead a parade of musicians around, just like I used to in the streets of Trent with my friends. Where ya at? Where ya at? I still keep my trombone in my hands and I will never let it go. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned more about Black artists in America.
Here's a video from the journalism class done by now Magpie members, Anderson Mayer and Riley Maw.
A lot of people come to this classroom to build things, like bed frames, bookcases, table, chairs, and sheds if they want to feel extra challenging.
What like anything questions for you? What do you do in this class?
What do we do in this class? In this class, we are a lot of hands-on with wood. We are building a shed at the moment out there for some people.
Okay.
I like doing the shed because they get to learn a lot of different things. You go from building the floor to building walls to putting siding on the walls, roofing. And you get a whole effect of everything in the construction world out in the real world. So it's really fun for the kids because they get to do all those sorts of things.
I feel like this class is very good. The teacher, Mr. Long, is also good. In general, I just like what we do.
Alright, and do you think other people should take this class?
Yes, I believe other people should do this class because, and again, Mr. Long's a good teacher, but also it gives you a good experience of what you should do.
If students are interested in taking this class, they should contact their counselor for more information. For the Felix Frame, this has been Anderson Mayer.
Five Below has been taking Logan Sport by storm. Here's Riley Maw and Connor Davis to give us all the details.
Hello, this is Riley Maw from Felix Frame, reporting for the first look, Five Below with Logan Sport, Indiana.
What is your name?
My name's Cameron Chapman.
What do you do around here at Five Below?
So basically, if I'm working the register, I'll make sure all these right here are all like nice and the bags are open for everybody, and then I'll check people out.
Yeah. Okay. How has it been working at Five Below so far?
It's been pretty fun. We've been pretty busy too, so just interacting with people.
Did, how long have you actually been working here?
I think this might be my third or fourth week.
Nice.
That's it for this week's episode of the Felix Frame,
Where we frame the news you need to know.